very brief and short series where I show you the various coloring pages in my coloring book collection I thought would be great to color in during the months of autumn or the autumnal season. I'm not keeping it limited to Halloween. I'm taking into consideration Halloween, harvest, and autumnal color palettes so that I can give you as many options as you would like. So you can check out part 1 of the video series up here. I'll link it up here for you. And I'm going to have a look at Melpomene Chatsipana Gyotu's coloring books for autumnal pages. Now, some of them it may be more of a color palette than necessarily autumnal, but I'll leave that up to you to decide. So I haven't tagged these pages, which maybe wasn't a good idea. But let's see. So here you've got the acorn, which again, as we know, acorns come through in autumn. So this would make a lovely page, and you could create a beautiful setting sun here. Or you could do a sunrise if you fancy. Here you've got fungi and acorns, so again this could be a lovely autumnal page. And you could use autumnal color palette as well for that. Here you've got falling leaves, so again making my brain think of autumn, so that's another option for you. Fungi, again, synonymous with autumn. I see a lot of mushrooms in November when I walk in the woods and in nature and all of that. So here you have a pumpkin. So for me, this page here would be more of a harvest page because I'm harvesting corn, wheat. I'm harvesting corn, the barley or the wheat. You've got pomegranates, acorns, seeds, and various pumpkins. So this would definitely be a lovely autumnal page. I don't know if there's many more in here. This one is more of a all 4 seasons. So you have winter, autumn, summer, and spring. So you could do this one as a celebration for autumn, for all 4 seasons. So those are my suggestions out of the Enchanted Earth by Melpomene Chatsipana Gyotu. And then we have Circle of Life by Melpomene Chatsipana Gyotu. And here this one was a little bit harder to find autumnal pages, I will be honest. Again, owls, if you fancy owls, you could color that in. There was one with squirrels, but as always, you know, squirrels can be any time of the year. I thought these spiders from end of September through to October, we see a lot more spiders around our house. So I've come to associate a lot of spiders with autumn. So that's another option for you. I don't think there was many more. You could do the fox if you like, and you can create these as blackberry flowers. Then you've got this one here. So this one is quite a harvest celebration because you've got the corn, the pumpkin, you've got the carrots, you've got the rabbits or the hares. So yeah, you could really easily do that one as a celebration of harvest. Then you've got the acorn or the squirrels, and I think you could do both autumnal, or you could just focus on the one. But I do think that because they've got acorns, they do work for autumnal coloring. I think that is it for, yeah. So those are my suggestions for The Circle of Life by Malpamini Chatsapana Gyotu. All right, so let's have a look at our mythographic books. I have 2 mythographic books with 1 or 2 autumnal pages. So Mythographic Paradise, I have got 1 page in mind. It's a page with fungi. I gotta find it now. There we go. So I quite like this page. It gives me a bit of an Alice in Wonderland impression, but I do love all the fungi. So yeah, you could really go to town, change it up, do different colors. But yeah, that's my suggestion with Mythographic for you. So that's Mythographic Paradise by Fabiana Atanasio. And then Mythographic Voyage. There's a page in here which I really liked for autumn, and I mean, depending on how you do it, you could have it as a bit of a Halloween page if you like. I just got to find it now. There it is. So here you go. She's reading her book, surrounded by all these pumpkins, and they're oozing. So yeah, you could create like a light cream or green sort of smoke there. But I would really like to do this page for autumn. I think it could be a really fun page. And if you do a bit of a dark background with, you could really create like a nighttime scene. And yeah, anyway, I think it's really, really lovely. So that's my suggestion out of Mythographic Voyage by Joseph Cadambane. Then we have the fabulous Christine Karen. Now, the pictures in Fairy and Fantasy 2 are also in Wildflower Folk. So you might see duplicates because I want to cover those of you who might have this Fairy and Fantasy 2 book and not Wildflower Folk, but I also want to cover those of you who have Wildflower Folk and not necessarily Fairy and Fantasy 2. And here, so there's this page with the mug. It's a very autumnal. You could even create like a bit of steam going up. Here for Halloween, you could do this one. She's a witch. And then we've got this harvest page here. And then the leaf rider. And I think this one with autumnal colors would look really, really spectacular. I think that is all the autumnal pages in this book. You could do wild berry bloom because it's blackberry, so that's another option for you. Right, so those are some options in Fairy and Fantasy 2. And then if we have a look at Wildflower Folk, so there, I did think the Woodland Healer lended itself towards an autumnal color palette. Again, you've got the Wood Elfling. Elfing, you could color any season, but she does have an apple. Then we have the Wizard with the fungus, mushrooms, and the owl. Here, these to me look like blackberry blossom. So you could do this page, but you know, it's a loose version. So again, you've got wild berry bloom. You could potentially do this one, although I might do this one more in winter. Then thistles come through around this time of the year, so that it's another option for you. Depending where you are, maybe swallows. There might be a couple more. Here again, you've got the last harvest, which I showed you in the other one, the lady witch. Here you've got a Halloween tea party, so you could do that one. This one also lends itself to a beautiful autumnal color palette. You could have greens, yellows, oranges, reds, purples, and it would look really, really pretty. Again, the cup of warmth. And I think that's it, really. Yeah, so those are my suggestions out of Wildflower Folk by Christine Karen. Then next we have got Klara Markova. Now, I didn't have a whole lot in here, but there are a handful. So this one is Magical Delights. It's her first book that came out. And let's have a look. So here you've got acorns and fungi. So that could make a lovely autumnal page. Here you've got a bit of a harvesting going on. So you could do this one where they're making cordials or jams or preserves. This double page spread, because of all the mushrooms, would work quite well. Again, here you've got all these mushrooms, so you know, you can do that one for autumn as well. Here's quite a lovely autumnal page. You've got the fungi, the acorns, you've got some crystals. These are not my colored pages. It's so difficult when you buy secondhand books and they've colored it in. Again, if you want owls, but you know, autumn or all year round, I'll leave it up to you to decide. This could be an autumnal page. You could have a blackberry there surrounded by rose hips. He's got fungi above him. Again, here, this could be a lovely page as well. So again, I'm just going for anything with mushrooms, acorns, anything I would typically see during autumn. Those are my options for coloring them. And again, you don't have to stick to an autumnal color palette because it's open to interpretation. You can color it any which way you like. Well, here you could do this one with the fox, or here where he's collected his berries, depending which season of berries you decide this is. So this is not my coloring, sorry. There's quite a lot of pages in this book I have not colored, but they were colored by someone else, so I try really hard not to show them in my videos because I don't want to take credit for someone else's coloring, and I can't credit the person who colored them because I don't actually know who colored them. So anyway, moving on. Then we have Fairy Touch of Magic, again by Klara Markova. Now here, all the pages in this book I've colored, or not colored. Let's have a look. Gotta just get past all the Christmas ones. Alright, so I thought this is quite lovely, either for a Halloween page or just like yeah, this lends itself a bit more to Halloween because of the way he's dressed up, but you know, it could be just a dress-up party or a tea party. You've got the gourd house. This one here, you've got I think these are pears and fungus. So having a lovely dance off. This page is great for Halloween. And then I also thought this one really would work because here you've got maybe like a jam or a preserve going on. The same with this page. I don't know what she's making, but it could be a lovely mushroom soup or stew. Then you've got this double page spread, which is definitely a Halloween spread. Here you've got harvesting of apples and then donuts. So they're eating donuts after harvesting their apples, so that would work as well. You could do this one again with a whole view of some sort of preserve jam. Maybe they're making a really big jam and they're going to sell it. Maybe this one, it all just depends on your perspective of it. Here you've got maybe autumn story time. Maybe they at a camp and they're all sitting around and they're going to listen to a beautiful story. And that is it for the autumn pages. Right, so that is Fairy Touch of Magic by Klara Markova. Then we have Creative Haven. Now I have 3 Creative Haven books which do have autumnal pages in it, and I have 1 autumn charm book which is dedicated to autumn. So I'm not going to page through this whole book because it is autumnal. It's got autumn in the name. All the pages in here are dedicated to autumnal palettes. They've got pumpkins, Halloween, they've got harvest. So yeah, you can really go to town with this book. And then in Country Gardens and these are by Teresa Goodridge. I just have to find the page I thought would work for. So here you could have like a Thanksgiving spread or a luncheon, you know, maybe end of summer. I think that's the only page really that lends itself to autumnal. So yeah, so you could do this one as just like a Thanksgiving dinner or celebration, or not if your Thanksgiving happens to be quite a warm day. But I could also be terribly wrong, and you could just have it that this is the end of summer, early autumn, and you're having a sit down and a celebration. So I would say this is a loosely autumn page, and yeah, out of all of the ones that I've shown, probably least fits in with an autumnal palette or even the autumn theme. In Country Charm by Teresa Goodrich, there are quite a few options. So here you've got this one, which really reminds me of people who love celebrating harvest and autumn, even if they're not necessarily celebrating Halloween. So I think this would make a lovely autumnal page. Then we have this page here. We can see she's in a coat, so you could really make a beautiful medley here of autumnal colors, so maybe some reds and yellows, bits of green, and then you could either block out these flowers at the bottom and just turn them into grass, and that way it's not so floral, or you could keep them in, it's up to you. This page I have seen interpreted as a bit of an autumnal page, so you could do that one. I've colored this one in, but I did give it an autumnal theme, so that is another option for you. And this one I also foresee as an autumn day. She's wearing a coat, she's got wellies on, gives me the impression it's been a bit wet and cold. And then here, all of these I would do green because they're evergreens, but here I would do reds and yellows. Here you could do this one as a celebration of harvest. So a lot of things have been harvested. You've got a couple of pumpkins here and there, some onions and garlic. I think that's garlic, maybe onions there. Right, so those are my suggestions out of Country Charm by Teresa Goodrich, and also the couple of Teresa Goodrich books I have with autumnal inspired pages. Okay, so we're on to my last collection, which is Konoka Igusa, and I've got all three books, Symphony of Cute Animals, Rhapsody in the Forest, and Minuet de Bonheur. Of course, these are the English versions, so I will use the English names, but let's start with Symphony of Cute Animals. So get past all the Christmas ones. Okay, so here we go. We've got camping in the forest, acorn leaves and acorns, fungi, and beautiful animals. So yeah, definitely a beautiful summer palette. I would also consider this page here as just, we've got, I think, walnuts, you've got lattes, you've got pies and pastries, maybe some chai tea here. So this, you've got aniseed and cinnamon. So this for me is kind of like warm and cozy. I've got roasted marshmallows, so I really am coming around my fire. Maybe I'm having a picnic inside the house by the fire, and it's getting much colder, but I'm still keeping these fiery warmth traditions. So this could make a lovely autumn page. Okay, here you've got the cats sleeping, you've got a whole lot of apples, so again you could do this page. This is the Halloween party, so the animals have dressed up and gone to a Halloween party, so you could do a double page spread. Here you have the animals, maybe they're making a potion, maybe they are making pumpkin soup. There's a jack-o'-lantern. And then here we've got kittens hiding in the pumpkins, so that could also be quite fun. This one's another cute one for Halloween if you're into that. Do that. Here you have got autumnal theme going on. You've got chipmunks, fungi, berries, maybe a pomegranate. So if you fancy like this sort of a thing, you could do that. And then we move out into the more warm tropical seasons. You've got this fungi page here with a deer, so very, very lovely. You could potentially do this one if you fancy, but because of the flowers, it might be better to do this one coming spring. I think it lends more to a spring sort of picture. Right, so that is Symphony of Cute Animals by Konoka Igusa. Then we have Garden of Fairy Tale Animals by Konoka Igusa. Now, if I remember rightly, this is the English version of Rhapsody in the Forest. Okay, so here you've got chipmunks. Maybe you could do that one as a squirrel. Acorns in the wallpaper. And here, this wreath here would make a lovely autumnal page. So you've got the apples, you've got variety of berries, you've got aniseed there. Yeah, all sorts. So could make a really lovely page. Then you've got the owls, and I would call them gooseberries, but I am aware you get a variety, other varieties. So I consider them gooseberries. So you could do that. And then this here would be very transparent, and you'd have like a yellow ochre berry inside. Then you have this double page spread, which lends itself very beautifully to autumn with all the berries and the acorns, the ginkgo leaves. It's very, very lovely. I like this pen. Here we've got the raccoons, so you could do that in autumnal colors. And then on this page, my incomplete color along, as you can see, I've been using an autumnal palette for that, so I'm hoping to come back to this soon and finish it up. Then you could do this one as a celebration, a harvest celebration. So you've got a variety of flowers, but you've got your pumpkins, your apples. So yeah, that's really, really beautiful. These two pages, I would say, are more Halloween related. If you like mandalas, you could do that one. Again, here you've got more of a harvest page. Here, if you wanted to, you could even do the grapes. And then this double page spread, you've got thistles, acorns, fungi, or beautiful mushrooms. So there's quite a lot in this book you could color. So those are my suggestions out of Garden of Fairy Tale Animals by Konoka Igusa, also known as Rhapsody in the Forest. And finally we have Kingdom of Curious Creatures, a fairy tale adventure book by Konoka Igusa. I just feel like I'm missing a page early on here. So I just want to double check. No, I think I've muddled up my my books. It's so funny. I can't remember which book I saw it in. Okay, so we get past all the traveling. We get past all the traveling, and then here in this section. So there, see, I was remembering this page, but I forgot which book it was in. So beautiful autumnal page, and then on the other side you have a Halloween page. Then here you've got the owls and the squirrels and the cardinal. So I think that could also work very, very nicely for you. For Guy Fawkes, I would do this one just because of the fireworks. So you could have a look at these two and decide what you think. I mean, you could possibly do this one for autumn with all the different berries. Maybe this one. Definitely you've got this page here with all the mushrooms. Here you could have a stocking of the pantry in autumn in preparation for winter. And then here you've got produce, harvested produce with pumpkins. You could also do this double page spread because of the pumpkins. And so a bit of a farmer's market going on. Alright, so those are my suggestions out of Kingdom of Curious Creatures or Minuet de Bonheur by Konoka Igusa. And this concludes my suggestions for autumn colouring pages. I hope you found this helpful and inspiring. I hope it gets you all revved up and excited for autumn colouring. And do let me know in the comments below your thoughts and whether or not you would like to see me colour in one of these during a live stream video. And I will see what I can arrange for you. Until next time, everyone, as always, please do like, subscribe, comment below. It helps boost my channel on YouTube, and I will see you in another video. Until then, everyone, take care. Bye for now.